Hey fellow explorers, today I'm in Imperial Beach and I'm going to take you on a tour of Southern California's southernmost beach town. We're going to start here on the Imperial Beach Pier, explore the beach, the boardwalk, some of the shops and restaurants around, show you some of the best things you might want to see, do, and eat if you take a visit to Imperial Beach. Now, this is a pier where you can see both Mexico, which is this hill right over here, and you can see downtown San Diego right off in the horizon this way. This is a beach town. Unlike the other San Diego beach towns, is you won't see many people in the water most of the time, and we'll talk about why in just a little bit. But the pier here, really cool part of Imperial Beach, 1,500 feet long, just about. There is a tin fish restaurant at the end of it, really popular for fishing here. They've even got places where you can put your fishing poles so you don't have to hold them the whole time. We've got the Imperial Beach Lifeguard Service Tower right here on the pier. This is about midpoint, 750 feet down the end. There's a couple cool hotels here in Imperial Beach. Well, a couple, there's at least one that's right here on the sand. We'll go by it as we do our walk. And now we're gonna talk about why there's very few people in the water. Well, this beach, as the southernmost kind of popular beach, southernmost real beach in San Diego. There's a state park between here and Mexico, the Borderfield State Park down that way, but it's right next to the Tijuana River. And unfortunately, for years and years, there's just been a lot of sewage that's been dumped into the Tijuana River, flows up this way, and so often it makes the water not very healthy to go in. Now, it's not gonna stop all the surfers all the time. In fact, we will see there is one surfer in the water here today. And Chris, when are you filming this? July. This is the summertime. If I was in one of San Diego's more popular beaches, Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, you would see hundreds of surfers out in the water, hundreds of people on the sand, but there is the one lone brave surfer right out here, right in front of the hotel. Now, so the good part about this is if you want to come to a beach and maybe you don't want to go in the water, you want to just enjoy the sand, you want to enjoy the pier, you want to enjoy the surf, you want to do some fishing, you can have this place pretty much all to yourself. You can see a little bit of a undiscovered paradise where you're going to be hanging out with your gull friends. That's your seagull. That's your seagull friends. They've got all these little signs on the pier that they've put up with some fun signs, waves for days, life's a beach, you know, all of your beachy things. I feel like Imperial Beach tries really hard to make this a nice place for people to come, but you know, many people who come to the beach, they want to go in the water, and it's hard to tell. Some days it's totally fine. The currents are going the other way, but other days they're not, and we'll check out some of the signs that they've got up that basically say, hey, don't go in the water today. But because it's not so busy, parking down here generally free. You'll find plentiful street parking around the pier and the beach, easy to park. And one of my favorite I like to walk on the beach. So I like to come near Imperial Beach to go for a walk down the pier, walk on the sand. Actually, I like to walk all the way down to the Tijuana River entrance where it enters the ocean. We're gonna do that as part of this little walking tour here. But first, we're gonna check out the little Imperial Beach boardwalk area, the small plaza that's right in front of the pier. This is the main lifeguard station over this way. So if you need any lifeguards, you'll find them over there. There's a nice grassy area here in front of the pier. You'll find picnic tables. And oh, by the way, off in the distance, these yellow signs, there's a yellow sign here. Those are the signs that say, basically, keep out of the water. We'll walk close to one over here. Clean restrooms over here with showers that you can shower off your feet. There's a gift shop. You can get t-shirts, sunglasses, souvenirs, surf supplies, and an ice cream shop right here on the pier. So here's the sign that keeps people out of the water. It is in English and Spanish. This is the Spanish side. This is the English side. Keep out of the water. Sewage, chemical, contaminated water may contact illness. So needless to say, today we won't be diving into the water for any GoPro or action camera shots. Classic place to take a picture at Imperial Beach is right in front of this little sign here. It says Imperial Beach. I guess we're looking at it the wrong way. We'll go to the other side so you can see it the right way with some colored surfboards as part of the art. This is Seacoast Drive. This is this street where it comes right up to the pier. We've got a little liquor store over here. We've got a new building that they're gonna put a restaurant in, not open yet. We've got the Brigantine over here, which is a classic San Diego restaurant. Pretty solid fish tacos over at the Brigantine. Here's that view of the Imperial Beach sign, classic Imperial Beach picture. We've got some nice benches that you can sit at here if you're waiting maybe for an Uber or a ride or something like that. We're gonna go ahead and take a walk down now this little main street here to check out where like the shops and the restaurants. This is the main, Palm Avenue is the main business street in Imperial Beach that'll get you to the freeway, but this is the heart of the beachy area. So we've got this is like an old school store, Bibby's Shells and Rocks, store that just specializes in seashells. And I said most parking's free. There's some pay parking. This lot, $2. $2 for this parking lot, all day, up to 8 hours. I was in Newport Beach just the other day. I paid like $20 an hour to park in Newport Beach. So, when you do have to pay, it's still pretty inexpensive. We've got a sports restaurant over here. This one probably gets livelier in the evening. If you're looking for a sandwich that you can make my way, over here at Subway, we'll find a Subway with the $7.99 meal deal for your sandwiches. There's a little shop here in this old craftsman style house. These are the classic houses that were built on the coast in San Diego. Most of them have been replaced by really big things, modern things, but cool to see this little clothing shop in this old school house. Visit our apothecary. Okay, this is fairly new. This is a little Mike Hess brewery. So you can get some drinks, you can get some coffee, you can sit out here under the sails. They've even got a really cool sandcastle that they've built over here. And I feel like it's built out of shipping containers. I feel like this is a popular thing to do now, is make these shipping container places. They've got menus up here for the food too, so you can get fish tacos, salmon tacos, surf and turf. So kind of like Mexican seafood, Southern California, avocado burgers. Order the food, beer over there, order the coffee over here on the corner at ID Espresso. They've done some nice things with the crosswalks where they've made them kind of look like wavy things in there. And now we've got the hotel, Pier South, a modern beach resort. This is right on the sand. So if you're looking for San Diego's nicest and cheapest beachfront hotel, it's gonna be this one. Just don't plan to go in the water. If what you want to do is look at the water from your room, it's a good spot. This is part of Marriott. This is a Autograph Collection hotel. They've also got a pretty solid restaurant inside the hotel. We've got some new houses that were built here. I'd say Imperial Beach is a popular spot for developers right now to be building things. It's as the last real undiscovered, overdeveloped beach town. And I think what they're betting on, well, they're gonna clean up that Tijuana River someday. And then these houses won't just be worth an easy million, they'll be worth multi-millions. You can get, some of these houses just a block from the beach, like the condos, for $600,000, which is reasonable in Southern California terms. If you were in Mission Beach, a unit like that would be $2 million or something like that. There's a fitness center over here. There's a pretty cool outdoor, kind of Muscle Beach type thing you can work out in. Also, public restrooms over here. A little playground with a kiddie slide over yonder. We've got a cool dolphin artwork over here. 3 dolphins jumping out of the wave before we get into this condo business development. Let's see what it says on the dolphins. Oh, there's also a seaside basketball court over there, which is pretty cool to play basketball right by the beach. Ocean Riders from 1996. Okay, so here, a lot of the restaurants and shops are right in this development. We've got Seacoast Bar and Grill, established 2024. Nothing sadly lasts in this plaza for a long time. Everything really comes and goes. So what you see in this video, I'm recording in July of 2025. Might not be here when you come in a couple of years, but rest assured there will be shops and restaurants along this street. We've got another little coffee shop here, Cafe Cito on Seacoast. Across the street there's a Thai spot, Aroma Thai. There is a liquor store over here that has a 5-cent buy one bottle of wine, get the second one 5 cents. You can get your wood to burn in like a fire ring here too. Looks like we're doing some construction here. Let's walk out on the sidewalk so we don't bug these guys. There's a surf shop here in the corner, so if you need your surf board, body shorts, swimsuits, you didn't bring one, need a wetsuit because the water is too cold, you can pick one up right here. What's the name of this place? This is the Surf Hut, Imperial Beach, California. They've even got some Aloha shirts outside, and they've got some of the wetsuits that they rent. Oh, but you can see, again, this talking about the sewage dump, you know, not just me, but they show you here, stop the sewage dump site. I guess they're gonna, I don't know, this is like the sewage dump, where it goes, so, yeah, all right. So, we're gonna continue this way. We are walking generally northward. There's a pizza place across the street, Pizzeria Luigi. And over here we've got Hair and Tan, Imperial Beach Records and Radio. That's like an old school record store. Let's see. Yeah, looks like an old school record shop. That's neat. You can get your Rolling Stone shirt right there from the 1970s store. That's it's probably not from that, probably a reprint. Katie's Cafe. Little cafe by the sea. So we got a real estate place here that let's see, do they have any prices on things? I'll tell you. Oh, this house here, $2 million in Imperial Beach. But if that was in Mission Beach, it would probably be $4 or $5 million. Okay, we got the IB Barbershop, walk-ins welcome. They advertise their sign that military senior discount first responders available. Imperial Beach is very close to much of the Navy presence in San Diego, just to the north up the Silver Strand in Coronado. Big naval base, so lots of the military folks that work at North Island live down here because it's cheaper to live in Imperial Beach than it is to live in Coronado, closer to that naval base. All right, this street here, this would be Palm Avenue. That would go all the way to the freeway. And on Palm Avenue and Seacoast Drive. So there's a few places to eat down here. If you're looking for Italian food, there's a Filippi's over there for some decent Italian. This one's not as busy as the one in Little Italy, which, don't go to the one in Little Italy. The line is too long. It's a kind of San Diego Italian chain. If you're looking for a dive bar to get your drink on, Ye Old Plank Inn right here. I'm probably recording this too early in the day for this place to actually be open. But I don't know, some dive bars get like open like at 6 a.m. or something like that. So, well, they're open. We've got like a, old school kind of like wooden tiki vibe in there. Hello, friendly people. Okay. So, here's, can we look through here? This is looking in there like patio. There's Captain Morgan up there. And we're gonna pop out here to the coast, to the sand. There's a cool statue over here. Statue of a surfer and a fish on what looks to be like a sand castle. What is this? This is the Spirit of Imperial Beach from 2008. And there we go. Little girl on the fish with her sand bucket. Okay, this is probably the, in addition to the pier, the like second popular little beach plaza. You've got kind of like a sun here, tells you that's west, this is north. There's a YMCA surf camp this way. You can walk along this sandy beach quite a long way. Eventually it'll become a Navy base and you can't walk anymore before you get to Coronado, but Coronado is off in the distance. There's a Blue Bridge, there's downtown San Diego. This is Point Loma over here. This section has a few little jetties. There's a volleyball court down this way. And there's the pier that we were on before. You can also see in the distance off behind the pier, there's a couple islands. These are islands in Mexico. These are actually the Coronado Islands, Mexico, not to be confused with the Coronado here in San Diego. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna walk this way to the pier, and then we're gonna go from the pier further south to check out where the Tijuana River spits out into the Pacific Ocean. This is my typical beach walk that I do, but if you don't want to do it as long, I'm going to show you the place that you would park to just do the shorter part of this walk. You don't have to start from the pier. There's a much closer place that you can park to begin this walk, but I'm going to go ahead and speed this way up now. Oh, we've got somebody with their drone here, following them around. There's the DJI drone. What's this one called? This is the one, like, you can't really control it, but it like follows you wherever you go. And here we can see that hotel from the beach side. Really pretty, nice views. And the pier. All right, we'll speed this walk up again. The pier is always a great spot to get a photo. I just stopped to take a friendly photo of that family right there. 3 kids enjoying the pier. It was a pleasure to meet all of you. But I usually stop in front of the pier and say, under the pier is a great spot to get a photo. And so it was funny that as I walked under, they said, hey, can you take a photo of us? So, all right, there we go. I guess that's one where, like, you know, if you decide who you're gonna ask to take a photo of you, somebody that already has a camera in their hand, they're probably not going to run off with yours. Okay, we've got somebody practicing their shadow boxing up ahead. We've got a Navy helicopter that's flying right up here too. I mentioned we're by a Navy base, so you'll see a lot of military exercises around here. Also the lack of people. There's a lot of like really cool birds around here that you won't see at many of the beaches that are just taken up with tons of people, because the birds, they like their private beach down here. All right, speeding this back up again. All right, as we get further south here on the beach, you can see the sand turns into rocks. We're closer to the helicopter. And if it's low tide, you could walk all the way on the beach, on the sand, to the Tijuana River. But today it looks like the tide's a little too high. I see it breaking up on the rocks up there. So we're gonna go ahead and go in 1 block and then walk on Seacoast. Also, because I said I want to show you where you can park if you didn't want to park by the pier, and do this. This is also, in addition to where the Tijuana River comes out, the Tijuana estuary right here. This area, we'll walk on that part of the sidewalk so you can see it. This is a nature preserve, so if you are into birding, you can see a lot of cool birds that are over here. And it's neat because this part of Seacoast, around Seacoast and Descanso, the houses are only on one side of the street. They're only on the ocean side. There's no houses on the estuary side. So this is a cool spot to just get a neat view of the nature over this way. If you're looking to pick up the hiking in the estuary, you'll find them kind of a few blocks inland, although you'll find a few kind of like little pop-out observatories here. This hill that you see, this is all Mexico over here. We'll probably get a closer, clear look as we get closer. From here, from this side, from Imperial Beach, you can't walk all the way to the border because, well, unless you swim, unless you swam across the Tijuana River. If you want to walk all the way there, you'd have to walk around this estuary, and then you can go into this place known as the Border Field State Park, and that's the actual beach that butts up right against the border. That's where the border fence is. We can go take a look at this map over here. Probably shows that in just a little bit more detail. So, looking at this, we are here. So, looking at the beaches, here's the 5, here's Palm Avenue over this way. We kind of walked around Seacoast just down here. Here's the sea. This is where that helicopter is circling around this airfield. These are the trails that are in the estuary. And then this nature preserve, it's all pretty big out this way. And then there's this Border Field State Park right here that brings you to the border. And then you can see the mouth of the Tijuana River right there separates this beach from that beach. Okay, they're doing some big construction project here today. I don't know what's going on this road. But let's go ahead and speed up our walk again. All right, so here at the very end of Seacoast Drive is where you can park. You've seen there's all this parking here at the end. Begins really my favorite beach walk in Imperial Beach, because if you thought the area around the pier really had nobody, this place really has nobody. If you are searching on Google Maps or looking for this, this is going to be called the North Beach Trail over here. And you see we've got this little boardwalk over here, and there's a little viewing platform where you can view out on the estuary. We're gonna go this way though. We're gonna see that viewing platform because we've been looking at the estuary the whole walk. And as we come here, we'll see our same signs that say stay out of the water. But as we clear this rise, I mean, it's small, it's way far away, but you see a much clearer view of those Coronado Islands over there. And as we go up on this hill, dogs must be leashed if you're bringing dogs there. People often ask me that question. But it's a neat, this is the trail. This is the North Beach Trail coming up on this little rise here. And as we look out in the distance this way, we can see on this beach, we have the whole beach to ourselves. No, oh my gosh, no, we don't. There's one person, Did they not know that I reserved this beach before getting here? And you can also see a much clearer view of Mexico off in the distance. To cross the border, you actually can't cross, there's like no border crossings here. The border crossing is over in San Ysidro or Otay Mesa, way off in this direction. But really peaceful here, really beautiful. Just this kind of like untouched part of California coastline that you don't see all that much. And okay, I mean, occasionally you hear a Navy helicopter going over, which destroys the peacefulness slightly. But when they're not doing their operations, and when this guy's not here, then it is really a place all to yourself. And fellow explorers, I am hungry, run out of time. But I'm gonna get you down this way so we can see the Tijuana River, and then I'll turn back and get some food back there on Seacoast Drive. All right, I'm gonna speed this up here. And okay, Now that we're going past the guy and his dog, really, he must have known that I have indeed this beach today reserved for Yellow Productions. There's nobody here at all. Now you'll notice there's this fence on the left side that I'm kind of walking around. This is a preserve for the snowy pullover and the least tern, a couple of California endangered birds, a national wildlife refuge, and sadly up ahead somebody left a tire. How's that tire get here? I don't know, probably big surf or big storms brought that tire up here. There's no way somebody would like carry a tire and leave it up here. But folks, if you have tires, dispose of them properly, not on the beach. That is your public service announcement. Thank you. Oh, why didn't I think about this? This guy's riding his bike on the beach. It's low tide. You can totally ride your bike on the beach. You'll want a bike like that, the fat tire bike, but that would have been less work. It would have been less work. All right, and now because my DJI Osmo Pocket doesn't zoom very well, I'm gonna insert some footage from my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra so you can see the coast a little bit better and where the Tijuana River dumps out. So this is looking over to the Mexico side. We see a seagull off in the distance. Where the hills are, that's the beaches in Mexico, houses in Mexico. And right where that guy on his bike is, the person standing out there, that's where the river comes to the beach that you can't cross anymore. And so that's it, fellow explorers, your tour of San Diego's least visited beach, the pier back that way. This total walk took me about an hour and a half to do. People always ask in real time, how long was that? I didn't make it quite to where that guy made on his bike because I'm too hungry and I need to go eat. But fellow explorers, if your travels are bringing you to San Diego and you want to see more videos of San Diego, you can find my full San Diego playlist right here. My video just focused on San Diego travel tips. Or maybe you want to check out some other beaches. Maybe you want to check out Coronado, the one on the San Diego side to the north, or San Diego's most popular beaches, Mission and Pacific Beach. Links also in the description below. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video.